Hi there, it's October the 13th, and we're continuing our journey through the book of Jeremiah, the prophet Yirmiyahu in Hebrew, meaning the Lord will establish, and we've come to chapters 22 and 23. In chapter 22, there's a word from Jeremiah about the kings of Judah. At the beginning of the chapter, he says, if the kings of Judah will keep to the covenant of God, if they will do justice, if they will stop oppressing the people, then God will establish the throne of David forever. If not, then there's going to be a judgment coming. In fact, it says that the palace is going to be burned, the beautiful palace of cedar that had been built, and the nations will come past as they come into Jerusalem, and the nations will see that the people have not kept to their covenant. The destruction of the temple and the palace will be a sign to the nations that the people have not kept the covenant. And then there's a word to Shallum, who is one of the sons of Josiah. Now Shallum succeeded Josiah. He is also known as Jehoahaz, and he was the one who he only reigned for a very short time, for 3 months, before he was taken by Pharaoh Necho and exiled in Egypt. And here is Jeremiah saying that Shallum, Jehoahaz, will die in exile as part of this judgment, a part of this unfolding story, because although his father Josiah did justice, he had not been doing justice. He's not been following the ways of his father Josiah. Josiah was the one who brought reform, who had the law put in place, but Shallum has gone the way of the idols. He's gone the way of the Baals. He shed innocent blood. And then following on that, Jeremiah has another word to Jehoiakim. Jehoiakim was the one whose name was originally Eliakim, but his name was changed by Pharaoh Necho to Jehoiakim. And he is also not going to fare any better. In fact, he is going to see the coming in of the Babylonian hordes, because remember that Judah is pincered between these two great powers, Egypt to the south, Babylon to the north, and Babylon is going to come, and it's going to, and particularly because Judah has been allied with Egypt, Judah is in the line of fire, and it will be overcome. And Jeremiah says that Jehoiakim will die and he will not be lamented. His son Koniahu will not become king. Nebuchadnezzar will overwhelm and overrule. And then Jeremiah is also bemoaning the lies that the prophets are telling and the priests are telling at this point. Jeremiah's own prayer comes in here again, and Jeremiah is crying out saying the prophets and the priests are telling lies. They're saying that there's going to be peace when actually there isn't going to be peace. It's going to end in disaster for Israel. There's no prospect for there to be peace. And then we come to chapter 23. In chapter 23, Jeremiah speaks against the shepherds of Israel. Now this could be the leaders, it could be the priests, it could mean the kings, or maybe all of the leaders together, and saying that these leaders have not cared for the people. They've actually lived off the backs of the people. But God said he is going to, after this destruction that's coming, he's going to restore the remnant of Judah. He's going to bring back the people of Judah from their exile, and he's going to restore to them good shepherds, and he's going to restore the covenant to the remnant. And there will be a doing of justice, a doing of righteousness. And actually there's this famous phrase here that on that day the Lord will be called Adonai Tzidkenu, the Lord our righteousness, when they come back from Babylon. And in fact, the Lord will be known not just as the Lord who delivered them from Egypt, which is the great story of the people of Israel, but also as the Lord who delivered them from the exile in Babylon, both in Samaria and in Jerusalem. Because Jeremiah is overwhelmed at the moment, he's dismayed by the fact that in both of those places, in Samaria and Jerusalem, there have been false prophets speaking their own words, he says, speaking of peace when there is no peace, because peace is not coming because of the breaking of the covenant. There is coming destruction. Babylon is going to overwhelm the nation of Judah and the city of Jerusalem. as we consider these things, as we consider this awful situation that Judah is in, it's just worth noting that there is this possibility. God is saying there will be this possibility of coming back to him, of doing justice, of not shedding innocent blood. It's in one sense, it's very simple if we put the Lord first, as Josiah had done, which his sons Shallum and Eliakim had not done. But if we put the Lord first, we will see the Lord being exalted, and we'll see the outflow of his goodness. We will see the outflow of this one who is called Adonai Tzidkenu, the Lord who is our righteousness. And of course in Jesus, in Messiah Jesus, we have that righteousness. He is our righteousness. We are given his righteousness through the power of his Holy Spirit, so we can walk today in close fellowship with God, in intimacy with God, through Messiah Jesus. Have a very good October 13th.